Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today is day 2 in Iceland and it is officially my birthday. The older I get, the more I just want to relax. I don't need all of the bells and whistles. I'm not saying I don't want a good gift, but I'm just saying I don't need a whole lot of chaos. I don't need a whole lot of activity. I really had intentions for the day to just relax. My husband must have asked me at least 4 times about going shopping, and it was not my intention to come to Iceland to go shopping. If you do not know, this place is a very expensive place, and the last thing I want to do is pay extra for things that I can get at a normal price at home. So once we got all situated and ready, we headed out west towards Borgarnes and Akron, I think that's how you pronounce it, area to see some waterfalls, because that's what I came here for. So today is like our first day out on the roads, driving in normal traffic, like busy. If you noticed before, you see a clip of that roundabout and how that goes. The roads were very busy here and they're very narrow. Now, we began to go through this tunnel that I had no idea we would go through, and the tunnel was about 5 minutes long. Yeah, my husband counted. I'm not sure how far down it went, but we descended quite a ways downward and our ears were popping quite a bit. So once we arrived in our destination, I saw this little pig that I have been noticing from my research, and I know that this is like the grocery store, one of the cheaper grocery stores that is in Iceland. So I decided to go ahead and go shopping before we got into our adventures. So I don't think I mentioned in day 1 that we were literally starving. The food tastes obviously different. We're in a different country. They use different ingredients, like there's no preservatives, all the stuff that we're used to. So me thinking that the grocery store, like, we're gonna get some stuff that we could be used to, but to my surprise, there was absolutely, I'm not gonna say absolutely nothing. The brands were there, but the flavors were different. You'll see like the Lay's brands are different. All of the stuff is different. So this grocery store literally sells everything. So we both just started picking up everything that we thought we would enjoy. Anything that was dry or didn't have to be refrigerated, because we did have a long night still ahead of us. So we probably spent about 20 minutes shopping, and then we went to check out. Once we got to the checkout, we decided to go to self-checkout. I'm thinking it would be easier. Child, I had to pull out my phone to do the translator. It wasn't working, and then there's time, like a time limit on your checkout. So it was just a mess. So once we left the grocery store, we decided to go to this burger place that was directly across the street, because number one, we know that everything is going to close either between 6 or 8 o'clock. So we didn't want to have to find food or anything that we could enjoy after we left our next destination. This is the price for 2 burgers, 2 bacon burgers, and some fries and a drink. Yes, almost $50. Once we finish our food, I told my husband, go to the bathroom. I'm going to the bathroom because it's hard to find restrooms in Iceland. Not very hard, but you will have to pay if you're not actually patronizing the place. So then we saw this little ice cream parlor. We decided to try them out because, again, everything is closing. So even though like all the national parks and everything are like open after hours, so we knew that we could still go anywhere we wanted to go, but as far as food and like exploring things, we had to do that while they were still open. So here we are trying some ice cream. I think my husband got one that had like was made out of cream, and I got one that was made out of milk, allegedly, but they were kind of bland. So the waterfalls that we went all the way to Borgarnes to see were basically like out of commission. I don't know, when we put the GPS on, it led us to like a construction site. We weren't able to get through, so we just headed back. The girl that worked at the parlor had already told us about the beach, this beach, so we did decide to like stop and check it out. Iceland is a very like clean, eco-friendly type of place. They're very strict on, not strict, but very big on recycling. You'll see everywhere you go, you'll see recycle bins. There's one bin for trash, one for bottles, one for paper. Teslas everywhere, charging stations everywhere, like very eco-friendly. They are supposed to have like the best water in the world. You can drink the water. You can drink the water from the fountains. I don't know about this beach water, but you can drink all of their water, glacier water. I didn't like it when I tasted it, and every bottled water that I tasted, it was like glacier water. Nothing, there was no spring water in sight. But I do know that I didn't like it because I'm just not used to the taste, that's all. So just know that when you do travel to Iceland, bring your collapsible water bottle, recyclable water bottle, your Stanley, whatever you decide to travel with, because there's going to be free water everywhere you go. You will never have to pay for water when you're in Iceland. So before you get into any ocean or any hot spring, any body of water, you would clean yourself. You have to take a shower. You're supposed to take a shower. Now, some of these places don't have anybody monitoring, but when you go to the hot springs, they do require that you go through the shower, rinse any lotion off of you, rinse your hair of any oils or anything, because the water is clean. It's supposed to be like, they want it to stay clean. So we actually didn't stay at the beach very long. We headed over to our next destination, which was another waterfall. Now, y'all, I don't know if you realize that I have an itinerary, but it doesn't tell you about like the driving situation. It doesn't tell you, give you like any of those details. So when we got to the next location, there was a one-way street that was like kind of scary, like this little bridge, drawbridge. But y'all, look at this view. You can't even, this is nothing. Like the other side of this, I don't know why I didn't capture this waterfall from the other side. It was immaculate. Like it was everything. It was well worth the drive in the rain. You know, like driving on these streets is very nerve-wracking for both of us because we're not used to this. The roads are very narrow and the people, they drive so fast. The speed limit is supposed to be like either 60 or 70 kilometers, but they're not doing that speed limit. So anyway, we headed back down to Reykjavik because, you know, that's like the major city. Everything elsewhere is closed. We didn't realize until like days after that when we left the Borganese area, there was a volcano that erupted the following day. So thank God we went over there ahead of time because we could have even got stuck over there because like lava was getting into the roads. They had to close down the roads. Believe it or not, Sbarro is one of like the biggest food chains out in Iceland. I'm not quite sure why, but yeah, you'll find Sbarro in these little stores. It's not like a big pizza place, like a big Pizza Hut. It's just like kind of like a 7-Eleven, how they have like hot dogs in the US. Yeah, you'll find the pizza, the Sbarro in the stores. So we both ended up getting a piece of pizza from here, some water. I got Pepsi, and lo and behold, I was not satisfied. I don't know how they ended up getting their Pepsi to taste like Coca-Cola. I tried Pepsi in the can, I tried Pepsi in the bottle, I tried Pepsi from the fountain, and none of it tastes like Pepsi. It tastes just like Coca-Cola. Even the pizza, when we got the pepperoni pizza, it was like the pepperoni had came from a different part of the pig. It almost tasted like hot dog. So anyway, we took it back to our room and I started trying all of the things that we had bought from the grocery store over in Akron's or Borganese. I just love trying new things, different cultures. Now, I'm a very picky eater. I know I done said that a million times, but it's not unusual for me not to like something, but I will try it if it's something that I'm okay with eating. But I'm not eating onions and certain things I'm just not going to try. But I took some time and tried the noodles. They were pretty good. These chips, they were supposed to be like a salt and pepper. Everything, the flavors that they have are much milder than what we're used to. Like the amount of sugar that we use, they don't even use a fraction of that to like create their stuff, like their foods and everything. So like when it comes to their chocolate, it just doesn't taste the same. It's just not as sweet as what we're used to. I actually ended up bringing quite a few snacks home, letting my coworkers try them and my kids. We attempted to call it a night, but again, we didn't go to bed until probably like 3 or 4 in the morning. Y'all, come back for day 3.